Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friends in Music podcast. I'm sitting here with my good friend, Eddy. Eddy, thanks for doing this with me.
Dude, of course.
I want to say about you, we met at a concert a long time ago, and we've remained friends ever since, and that means a lot to me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, that was like, gosh, I want to say it was like 8 years ago, honestly. Something like that.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit more, but
It might be.
you stayed in touch. I appreciate that you check in on me. You invite me to concerts, even if you know I'm out of town. Like, you're like, hey, dude, and you by chance around, I got a ticket. You send me music information, which to me means the world because I love to talk music, and so you're always a good friend to talk music with. So thanks
Yeah,
for that, man.
absolutely.
All right, dude, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Are you ready for this?
Of course.
I'm not. I'm terrified.
Shut up.
We just finished some pizza, and now we're doing podcast.
Well, you didn't really finish the pizza. I mean, when you left a pound of crust on the plate, but yeah, we finished pizza.
Is this going to be a fun interview? Or is this going to be you dogging on me the entire time?
Hey, you never know what will happen.
Yeah, I set you up for that one. I'll take it. So we met at a concert, and we just talked about which one it was, and we have two different answers.
Yeah, I think it was Seaway. I really think it was Seaway, but I don't remember. I genuinely can say I don't remember.
But I think it was Seaway and Knuckle Puck. I said Knuckle Puck. So
Yeah.
if they went on the tour together, that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But the cool thing about that was you were with a group of friends, and I don't know why I came up to you guys and said hi or something, and then you guys were from out of town or something, and then you ended up telling me you guys were in a band.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. And then we exchanged Instagrams, and then that's how we became friends.
And you had a Blink-182 shirt on.
I think I did.
I
really don't remember, man. That was
did.
so long ago.
That's why we instantly became friends.
Probably.
It didn't take anything more than that.
Yeah.
You wore a Blink shirt. I said, I like Blink. You like Blink? Yep.
Oh, yep, we're friends.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it wasn't in a band at the time. We thought we were cool, but it never went anywhere, sadly.
I thought we were pretty cool.
So, I mean, with Blink-182 being the introduction of us being friends and you seeking out friends, you've seen Blink how many times?
Oh, gosh. I think I've seen Blink, I want to say 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
I think I've seen Blink 5 or 6 times. My older sister had like their CD, and I think that's how I got into them as well. But when I got older and I had some money to actually spend on concert tickets, that's when I started going to see them. But I think they're probably the ones that really got me into it,
And did you ever see them pre-first breakup?
I did, actually. I saw them probably 3 times, and then I saw them once with their new lead singer, and then I think they reconciled, and then they came back together, and I saw them again.
But I mean, like when we were kids, like pre-2005 or whatever.
Oh, gosh.
Have you ever seen before that?
I don't remember, honestly.
Because if you did, you got me beat. I never got to see him in that era of...
I don't remember the first time I saw them. I want to say it was in Anaheim, actually, because my cousin took us there, and we were visiting California, and they were playing there. So I want to say that's the first time I saw them, but I think I was like 12 or 13.
Dang, so
Yeah.
you did. That's awesome.
So I didn't understand it, like, per se, I guess, but I knew, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. What are you saying that you didn't understand?
Like, well, just when, like, for me, like, when I'm 12, like, you don't, like, they can be kind of potty mouths, so, they have a couple of songs that I didn't understand, especially with, like, their album called Take Your Jacket Off.
Take your pants off and jacket?
Take your pants off and jacket.
It took me a few years to get that too.
It took me a minute to understand, a couple years to understand, oh. But it was just like, they're just kind of like that.
It just clicks one day.
Yeah.
So funny.
Trust me, it clicked.
All right, so you said 5 or 6 times. One time with Skiba. And then did you see, since Tom came back, have you seen him since?
Once.
Okay,
I think it was once, yeah. And I didn't like when I saw them with Skiba, honestly. It didn't feel the same.
It was different, but I mean, for me, I respect that the band was able to keep going because of him.
Yeah.
But you don't feel the same. I can see.
Well, no, because like you've seen Blink too, but like when you see them, they have that joking thing on stage.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get to see them when they came to the Delta Center with oh gosh, Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go to that show, but I saw a lot of clips of it, and this is when Tom came back, and I got to see like them joking around on stage, and they were like in the Delta Center where the jazz plays, and they were like, "Hey, we're Blink 182, but tonight you can call us the Utah Jizz." Like it was just the funniest freaking thing ever. But they had
Yeah.
that chemistry
Yeah.
that I don't think Skiba had. You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, he brought a different sense to the
Yeah.
band, but yeah, that wasn't something that he brought with him. I don't.
But it was
think.
still cool to see them go. But I think we were talking about this earlier. It kind of sucks when there's only 3 people in the band,
Yeah.
and hey, you're missing 33% of the band.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but you know, still a fan. So
Do you have a
still
favorite
bought
time
the tickets.
that you've seen them?
Actually, yeah, actually, one of my, it's kind of like a good story and a bad story.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I saw them at, I want to say this festival was called, I don't know, the Las Vegas Wine Festival or some crap like that. And it was in the open parking lot across the street from the MGM. And it was the coolest thing ever. It was the funnest thing ever. And I think it was like a year or two later that they had a country concert there where there was like, not to like bum the tone out, where there was like that mass shooting there. I just thought about, I was like, I was in that same parking lot.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about.
But that was one of my best times seeing them. It was open air. The weather was warm. I was having the time. I went alone.
Okay.
And honestly, it was awesome. And I think this is before their breakup. But it's also kind of bittersweet knowing, like, crap,
Yeah.
that happened there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Perspective.
mean? But
For sure.
that was probably one of my favorite times seeing them.
And do you have an issue with going to concerts by yourself?
No.
I
No,
kind
heck
of do.
no.
It's kind of hard. Like,
Well, it's like going to the movies by yourself. It's like I have a problem with that, but it's like
Yeah.
when you're a crowd, no one's looking at you
Yeah.
like, hey, look at this loser.
yeah.
You know, like in the movies, like someone might look at you like, oh, this guy's here alone, but like they're there to see the act.
For sure.
You know, they paid $100 to see somebody. They're not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's honestly like, I've been to a lot of concerts alone, so I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So next question I got for you is, you just showed me your record collection, which I think I only know one other person that has more records than you do. How many would you say that you have?
Oh gosh, I want to say 1,000, which is probably not that much.
That's a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I know someone with like 50,000.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you compare it to
So,
that,
but
though.
I want to say like 1,000.
So why do you have so many records?
I don't know. Like, I think like it's cool to have like this physical media that exists forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's something of value that it's like, you know, you hear these stories about like movies that are streamed or whatever, but if you don't own the physical copy and they decide to never stream it again,
Yeah.
you're never going to see it again unless
gone.
you own
Yeah.
the physical media.
Yeah.
It's like one thing that I guess one reason that made me want to collect records was the Sex Pistols came out with a single called "God Save the Queen,"
Yeah.
and so they're from England, right?
Uh-huh.
So you can't disrespect the Queen, but so they ordered all the copies to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And only like 5 made it. And you know, if you have one of those 5 records, it's like $1 million record.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, that's freaking cool.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was like, and if you had one of those original pressings, it's like you just never know, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. So it's just like physical media, even though we're like in a digital age.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to kind of own that physical media because it's gonna last forever as long as you take care of it. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I like the aspect too that you can put it on the wall or display it somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the art form itself of the cover. Of the
What I
album,
don't
too.
like is like a lot of people take them and they spray paint them as like decorations or something,
Uh-huh.
and like they just destroy them
Yeah.
for like no reason,
Yeah.
you know. But it's like you actually had to press those records or CDs, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and sell them. You know what I mean? So they existed for a purpose, not like now where you can just open your phone and you have every song available
Yeah.
ever made. You know what I mean? Because it's like if the record label doesn't want to release it or something, or they hide it, like the only way you can listen to it is if you have the physical media.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
I love the respect that you have for it too. It's not
It's
just
awesome.
like
Yeah, I mean,
ownership. Like, I like the music. Like, you respect it.
yeah, of course.
Love and passion.
And I know we were joking about this earlier, but I'm the worst at putting the records away.
I wasn't gonna say
I want
that.
to say that I do respect the media, but I should be a lot better
As they're all
about
in a
putting the
box.
records back in the sleeves.
And now, I mean, I just saw a handful that you had, but you have some really cool ones. You have some really beautiful variants too, colorful. What's your favorite variant that you have?
I don't. I don't like variants. I don't like the color. I don't know. We were talking about this earlier, but I don't like the splotches. I don't like the glitter. I just don't like it. I have a copy of this Daft Punk album, but it's 183 grams, so it's really thick. I like when they're like that, or like picture discs, or something that means something. But I don't like when they're these goofy colors or something, because what I've noticed too is like people hop on the trend, like let's say Urban Outfitters or Amazon, or so they press all these crappy recordings and they're terrible quality. I've ordered records from Amazon and they've been warped when they arrived.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they don't care. They're just printing them off like nothing, you know? So it's like, I like when they're pressed correctly and they mean something.
Yeah.
But like, for me, I just don't like the colors. Like, I don't know. When I see a record, I just want to see it black. I don't know. And the label like that. I don't know. It's a preference, I guess.
Yeah.
So no hatred, like, towards you if you like cool colors, but
I like shiny things.
I don't know. I don't enjoy them. I just showed you that Modern Baseball record.
Yeah.
Where it's this splotch of green or something on it, and
It's a cool color, but it is kind of a weird looking one.
It doesn't look cool when it spins. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's just goofy, but that's just my opinion.
Well, and you
So.
see it from a different view because you're a DJ. Let's talk about that. What
Yeah.
got you into that?
That's a long story.
Okay.
So I guess I'll try to dumb it down.
I'm not smart, so please dumb it down. I can't follow that easily.
I know we can cut it. So, long story short, I guess, my sister, so I'm 33. So I actually grew up in a time where MTV actually played music videos. And so they didn't just play ridiculousness all day long. So my sister would watch music videos, and I wasn't really into music, I guess, per se, when I was like 9 or 10. But watching it all day long, she would watch a lot of like hip hop videos, right? And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then there's always a DJ in a hip hop video.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do that. And I always thought about, I was like, that looks so cool. And then, you know, as I grew up, I was like, they started showing a lot of like pop punk records, you know, because they just go hand in hand. And then I'm kind of a music nerd too. And one of the things that blew up, that made hip hop blow up, was rock and roll. It was like one of the biggest songs that kind of pushed it forward was Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Yeah.
They made a song together and it just pushed it all forward. So from that moment, I knew I like rock and I like hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was really cool knowing, and I was like a Wikipedia nerd too. So I was like, how did this start? What is this? You know what I mean? So
okay, that's cool.
But that's what made me want to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the How It's Made show too?
Yeah, I do.
It's
do a
always
lot.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Just don't watch the hot dog one.
Oh gosh. I already know.
So you talked about your sister a little bit. Is she like a big influence on music for you? Like, did she help you discover that?
She was in the early days because she was 3 years older than me, so she would be buying CDs.
Okay.
And so I would borrow her CDs. Like, this is back in the time where you had this big folder of CDs.
Yeah.
And, you know, you would load your car with 6 freaking CDs
Yeah.
or something, you know? And so I would borrow her CDs. And also, you know, it was that time where you could burn a CD, if anyone knows what that is. You know, you would copy a CD, you know, over and over again. And you would make like custom playlists and stuff like that. So she's a music fan, but she wasn't like, she is the reason I kind of got into it, because she had a lot of CDs.
Okay.
And so I would take her CDs, make playlists, burn them, you know, and stuff like that. But I think I kind of developed, like, I'm sure we have different music tastes now, but, you know, but yeah, I would say like she was the reason why maybe it happened, you know?
Okay. Do you still have your big sleeve of CDs somewhere?
I don't.
Oh,
I
man.
don't, and I wish I did,
Yeah.
because like we were talking about vinyl. It's like physical media.
Yep.
You know, and now it's like you don't even have to sell records. You just listen to it on your phone.
Yep.
It's weird because I know you know what it's like to run to a record store and buy a CD.
Yep.
You know, it's like no one has to do that anymore. But it's kind of like that was kind of the fun part of it.
Yeah.
You know, running to a CD store and buying a CD or previewing it, you know? So
The preview sections were
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah,
You get the
yeah.
one
Oh my
song
gosh,
you just
yeah.
listen to.
remember those hit clips?
Uh-huh.
Like the little square things?
Yeah.
And it, like they would sell them at Kmart and it would play like 30 seconds of a song or something like that.
I remember you could get those I think like in a Happy Meal or something at McDonald's.
Probably.
And I had an NSYNC
Probably.
one. I had a Britney Spears one.
Yeah.
That was like
That-
pre-MP3 player.
Gosh, we're old.
Yeah. Which I don't think most people would know.
I
what
don't
that
think.
is.
Yeah, I don't think people know what a hit clip is.
Yeah, I think
I
have it
remember.
somewhere. I gotta find it. Had like one headphone too, like built
Yeah,
into
and it was crappy. It was like
Yeah.
very crinkly.
Yeah.
It'd be like.
Thanks for demonstrating that for everybody. So who else other than your sister was your influential people in music for you?
Well, so I was actually talking to my friend Ryan last night about this. So I would get like $20 a week for like, what do you call it, allowance or something
Mhm.
like that?
That's
something like
good,
that.
man.
$15, something like
That's
that.
good allowance.
I wouldn't spend it on lunch money.
Oh, so it wasn't allowance, it was lunch money.
I walk to the record store on Friday, buy a CD.
That's awesome.
Eventually, when you get 40 CDs,
Uh-huh.
your mom's like, how'd you get these?
Yeah.
And then, you know, she would get mad and be like, I'd tell her like, yeah, I'm spending my money on CDs. And she got really upset because she was like, you need to eat, blah, blah. But I was eating, you know. But eventually, like, we went to LA, I think, where my family was Norwalk, California.
Okay.
And they took us to like a swap meet or something. And this is where like people would burn CDs, like bootleggers or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So they would sell you a CD for like $2, something like that. So like they knew I liked music or something. So one day my dad took me to this open air swap meet and he's like, well, grab whatever you want. We're here, you know?
That's cool.
And came home with like 10 CDs,
Yeah.
20 CDs. And it was like the coolest thing ever. And he's like, just buy lunch, you know?
Yeah.
But it was really cool. Like at that moment, he was like, okay, well, we're here. So I'll pay for it. Let's go.
That's
you
so
know?
nice. That's so cool.
Also buying Pokemon cards, but it's a different story.
Same day, same place?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
They're all fake, but
All
you
the
know.
90s nostalgia is coming out right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
As there's
saying.
like 6
Best times ever,
Rubik's
dude.
Cubes on the table next to us as well.
Mhm. Yeah, good times.
So all those CDs that you bought, the burned ones, did they all work too? Or did you get a
They
blanket?
did,
Oh,
actually.
Good.
They would actually like print off the label and everything,
Nice.
stick it on the CD
Yeah,
cover.
Sweet.
So I mean, but it cost them nothing if they pay $20 for one CD and print it 1,000 times over. You
Yeah.
know? But it was just that's how I kind of got a lot of music. And then what was it? iTunes,
Mm-hmm.
the Apple. What is it called now? I don't know. You just import it into your music playlist
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And just stay there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to your record collection, I wouldn't dare limit you to 5. But out of those records that you have, what are some of your top
That I
favorites
own?
that you own?
Oh gosh. You can't go wrong with Michael Jackson Thriller.
Do you have an original of that?
I don't have an original. I'm sure it's a reprint
Okay.
because I mean that thing sold at like 50 million records. There's no way I have like one of the original pressings, you know.
Yeah.
Plus it came out in the 80s, you know. There's no way.
I thought though when he passed away that the originals would skyrocket, and they didn't really. Like maybe
I don't
there's so
know.
many. Or,
I mean, I'm sure. Actually funny story. Well, it's not. It's funny for me. It's not funny for my friend. So my friend had a cassette tape of Michael Jackson Thriller, and
Okay.
it was his like dad's prized possession. We put it in my stereo, and I think we played it too many times. And I don't know if you've ever seen like a cassette tape self-destruct.
looks like spaghetti.
Yeah. So he took it home, like
Can you take this?
holding it in his hand, and I didn't see him for a month.
Ground.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was an original cassette tape.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. I didn't really understand the significance of it at the time, but I know now it was probably a really prized possession.
That's like a Sandlot moment when they use the Babe Ruth ball.
Yep, it definitely is. But hey, it happens, man.
All right, so Thriller. What's a couple other ones that you have that?
Oh man. And this is just like records that I own that I like, or
We can do both. I want to know. So the question that I like is, say there's a fire in the house and you can only grab 3 or 5 records. Which ones are you grabbing?
oh, man, definitely Taking Back Sunday.
Which one?
The first one. Oh gosh, what's the name of that record?
All I can think of is Louder Now, which that's not the
No,
first
that's
one
the
right
one
now.
before. It's the one before. Oh man, I wish I could
Tell All Your Friends.
tell. Is it Tell All Your Friends? Let's see. I have to look it up on my phone. But it's the one with the it's the one with the blue cover on it. Definitely that. Yeah, Tell All Your Friends. That's one of my favorite records ever.
It's a good one.
It's one of the best ones. There's a track on there that's actually not included on there for some reason. It's called like the Ballad of Saul Savigny or something like that. It's like their manager or something like that. But like you can only like stream it or something. It's just not on the record. But Taking Back Sunday, I have their second album, the one with the heart that's bleeding or whatever.
Yeah.
The Used were huge. Plus they're from Utah too. So, and my sister loved them, so that's why I got into them as well.
Well, yeah, if you grew up in Utah during the time of them getting big, like that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I was too young
Okay.
to like for their explosion era or whatever. But I knew my sister was super into them, and that's why I got into them. Plus, the vocalist is freaking amazing when he screams, and they just make really good. It's just weird that it's like a band from Orem, Utah, made this kind of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being, especially like, I don't know. Think about Orem, Utah in 2001. Like, there's no emo stuff. There's no like that just didn't. You were just a weirdo.
Yeah, depression didn't exist down there at the time.
Yeah, no, they probably still doesn't exist. You know, but it was just really cool. Like that kind of music came out of this super religious town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're huge.
Yeah.
They're legends. You know, right now they're touring with Papa Roach, I think. And they're going to Australia and New Zealand and stuff later this year. I saw that poster today, so I was like,
"Dang,
dude, it's like 20 years later.
Yeah.
They're still going.
That's
The
so
original
awesome.
members are still going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're cool. But I guess so. Taking Back Sunday, The Used, Thriller, and one more. Oh man, I don't know. I think I probably have like a Kanye West record or something like that.
that Prince
Back
one
when-
they showed me
well,
was cool."
Kanye West back when he wasn't a psychopath, but yeah. But yeah, probably one
Those
of
are
those.
good answers.
Mhm.
So I want to talk a little bit more about Taking Back Sunday then.
Okay.
How'd you find them? Was that from Sister as well?
I think so. I think when I actually honestly got into them was when they had their blow up with their second album, Louder Now,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to go back and
Okay,
listen to their first
cool.
album, and that's how I kind of got into the lore of Brand New. And
Yeah.
like I told you earlier, like I'm a Wikipedia nerd.
Yep.
So then I realized, whoa, like the second singer from Taking Back Sunday is the lead singer of Brand New. I didn't know that. And so that's how I got into Brand New as well.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know if I'm pretty sure I just saw Taking Back Sunday on a music video, but I know I had to go back and listen to their first album. I was like, oh, these guys are sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it was Taking Back Sunday first, then Brand New.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But it was definitely their second album that got me into Taking Back Sunday, and I had to go back and be like, oh, they
Yeah.
have really good music.
Yeah. Yeah, the second one was a little bit more commercial, but still really good.
It was, but like they're still going too.
Yeah.
Dude, I think they just put out an album like last year.
Mhm.
So yeah, love them.
I think it's funny that you brought up that song about their manager, the ballad, or what did you say
Yeah.
it was? Because it's like every song of theirs is either about a girlfriend or an ex-band member and them just complaining about the old band members.
Yeah, and dude, it's like a 7-minute long song. It's like one of their best songs, and I don't know why it's not on the record, but
Yeah.
I know they remastered it because it was their 20th anniversary of Tell All Your Friends or something like that, and I
Yeah.
think it was included in that one.
Okay.
But I don't have that pressing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, if it's about the manager, maybe he was still their manager at the time and wouldn't let it
I
get
don't know.
released.
I mean, I hope so, but definitely I'll show you after. But it's like one of the best records ever made,
Cool.
in my opinion. But
And then, so you like the drama of the early Taking Back Sunday Brand New feud?
I don't know. I wasn't there, man. Like in 2001, I was like in 4th, 5th grade or something. But I guess they just had a disagreement. But what kind of came out of it was two bands.
Yeah, two good
two
bands.
really good bands.
That
So
made
it's like,
songs about
can
each
you
other.
really? It's like Blink 182 and Angels and Airwaves. It's
Yeah.
like you still got two good
Yeah.
bands out of it. You know,
Yeah.
even though it kind of like fell apart or something, but you still got two bands out of it. You know,
Yeah.
and really good bands. So yeah.
Well, I mean, Blink-182, it's not just two bands. Like,
No, it's like three. No, it's like four, dude.
yeah. What's your
Like-
favorite one of
Oh my
the
gosh,
breakout bands?
dude.
Yeah, Angels, Boxcar Racer. Plus
It's gonna be
44.
Boxcar Racer,
For
and
sure,
I'm a little biased by Boxcar Racer because they did one tour,
Mm-hmm.
and actually the used
The
opened
Used,
up
yeah,
for them
an H2O.
in the venue. It doesn't exist anymore. It got torn down.
Well,
for
that's
an
where we
apartment
met,
building.
though. That was the spot.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, they did one tour. The used opened up for them, and I don't know much about them, but I know that it was basically the songs that just weren't fit for Blink or something, and maybe they were having issues. But Tom killed it on those records, dude.
Yeah.
Like some of the best records I've ever heard. There is one of my favorite songs of all time by
Yeah.
Boxcar Racer. So I don't know, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it kind of sucks that something doesn't work out, but you get something really cool out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And maybe it's a hot take, but I feel like Boxcar Racer's album could have been a Blink album.
probably it was really emo though,
Yeah.
and I don't. Maybe they just didn't want that. But I mean, solid record,
Mhm.
solid freaking record. You know what I don't like though is some 44 or whatever.
Plus 44? You
Yeah,
don't like
plus-
him?
No.
Not at all.
I-
Nothing.
No.
Wow.
I,
all right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I just
that's it. I'm done.
I
This
just
was
I don't
fun.
know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't.
Yeah.
I just didn't relate to it somehow. And maybe it was just because when Boxcar, I was an emo kid, dude. You'd probably laugh at my high school photos, but like, I don't know. I just didn't relate to it. I just didn't get it. I guess.
I think you're just more like, so let me ask this real quick, because
Oh, boy,
I think this
here we
might,
go.
I think this might answer it.
Here we go.
Who's your favorite Blink member?
It's gonna be Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why right there.
I
You
mean, but the thing is, like, Travis is super cool, but there's no drama with Travis. Like, he just shuts up. He doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, he's just very non-problematic, which is so weird because now he's married to a Kardashian.
Drama.
But he's like, there's no drama.
It's
like,
yin and yang. They balance each other.
yeah,
He's
like
no drama.
he's just quiet. He
Yeah.
doesn't say anything, you know. So, I mean, good for him because I don't think he's ever gone. Well, he did something with DJ AM, like he was the drummer and there was a DJ, so
Yeah.
they were doing this back and forth thing. But like he was the drummer in some 44.
Plus 44.
Yeah, and he was also the drummer in Boxcar Racer.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like
And
non-problematic. He was
Yeah.
just there.
Yeah. He just
you
wants
know?
to do music.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't matter. Like, as long as he
Yeah.
can make it work, he'll do anything and everything.
Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, I guess you can say I'm biased because Tom is my favorite.
Yeah, the stars are aligning now because you didn't like when Ski was in the band. You don't like Plus
That's
44.
not. Fine. We'll just go with that.
Team Tom. I'm gonna make you your
I am Team Tom.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with Mark? Tell me.
Nothing's wrong with Mark. I think Mark's great. I mean, but like I said, they're like two peas in a pod. Like they're the
Yeah.
ones making all the jokes on stage.
Yeah.
Like they have that chemistry, and that's why I just didn't like Skiba because they didn't have that chemistry. You know, it was just like, I mean, come on, these guys were 18 in a band together, and you know they came back because Mark had cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what brought them back together. I was like, you know, sometimes you have to fall apart to come back together. So
Yep.
yeah, but yeah, I guess you can say I'm Team Tom. Whatever.
I'll make you a shirt. It's all right.
Sure, whatever.
They do have the most beautiful bromance ever. They're
They
so
do.
funny.
They do. They are really funny. Their live album is hilarious.
So, how did you feel when Tom left the band the second time, though, to go chase aliens?
You know, I'm not mad at someone for chasing aliens because they're out there. But I mean, I don't know what he was looking to achieve. I mean, what are you gonna do if you find one? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I don't know. Like, band members come and go, but like
Yeah.
when there's three, like I said, like it's the dream team, dude. It's like Green Day. There's only three of them.
Yeah.
You can't replace one. It's the dream team. So I don't know. I didn't feel a way about it. I thought their music was better when it was the dream team.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean, that's the perfection. I mean,
Yeah, of
Scott,
course.
the first drummer was good, but Travis brought it to a whole different level. And made
yeah,
who
I
they
don't.
are.
What was it like? I don't even remember the original drummer's name.
Scott Rayner.
What did he actually play drums on like Cheshire Cat or anything?
Yeah.
Did he?
So everything pre-Enema was him.
Oh, so I think like he was like an alcoholic or something, right?
Yeah, Man
And they just kicked
Overboard's
him out
about
or whatever.
him. Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit happens, man. Like Cheshire Cat's cool, but like the Dream Team made way better music than that, you know.
I agree.
But like hearing like those old school records too, which they never play, like Carousel or something like that. Like they never play it.
Yeah.
But when they do, it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like you know the OG fans are like we're here for it.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, that's how you know it's a real fan if they know one of those songs.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw Mark once when Tom wasn't in the band. Mark came out with an acoustic guitar and played "Wasting Time," which I think like 5 people in the audience, myself
Mhm.
included, were the only ones that knew what that song was.
Oh my gosh, dude! One of my favorite things ever. They played what was it? Family Reunion or something.
Oh
like that?
yeah.
It's like the most.
Do you want to sing that right now? You want that to be the intro song for the episode?
I don't think I want to sing it, but I remember screaming the lyrics at a concert once, and there was like this. I guess I'll just say this Mormon mom next to me with her kid, and I was like, "Hey, you're at a Blink concert. You know exactly what's going on here."
And if you didn't know, you're about to find out.
You're about to freaking find out.
So
and
funny.
I was like, "Sucks to suck, man. You're here," you know. So, yeah, good times.
And have you started to read or listen to Mark's book yet? That just came out.
Dude, I have not, and
Okay.
I feel like I should.
You're gonna love it.
I'm terrible at actually reading books, but I love audiobooks. But I definitely need to. I read some headlines
Okay.
that oh gosh, who was it? Was it Jack White or something? Like tried to French kiss him or something? Who was it? Someone from some band tried to like French kiss him or something
I mean, I listened to the
in
whole
front of
book,
his
but I don't
wife.
remember.
Oh, did you not get
Oh.
to that part?
Are you talking about?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
So I haven't read the book, but I read it in a headline that someone tried to make out with him in front of his wife, and he was like, "Oh," like he just tried to play it off like it was funny, but his wife was like, "What the crap was that?"
Yeah, and he called his friend the next day. Like, you saw that, right?
Who was that?
Well,
though?
all I can think of right now is Richard Simmons because he
No,
met
it's
Richard
not.
Simmons.
It's
but
not
yeah.
Richard Simmons.
was-
Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm gonna find out. Mark Hoppus make out.
And in the meantime, we're gonna sing "Family Reunion" while you're looking
No,
at
we're
it.
not. It's Robert Smith from The
The
Cure.
Cure. That's right.
And this, I don't know if you've seen a picture of Robert Smith, but this guy looks crazy.
Well, he looks just like what Mark's trying to look like.
I don't know, man.
Let's see.
You want that kissing you?
Oh, I wouldn't say no to that. I'm lonely.
I think I would say no to that. I'd say yes to Mark, but not yes to that. But isn't that weird? Like, it's kind of gross, man. You
That's
know?
so
It's
funny,
like,
but-
you can't just do that to somebody.
What's
It's
funny is
wrong.
it's his childhood hero idol.
Oh, that's his childhood hero?
Yeah. Well, one of them. Like, that's one of his favorite musicians.
Ugh.
That's why he did his hair like that and his makeup. Like,
Oh, really?
he was trying to look like him.
Dude,
But
that's the.
but he
that,
said
that makes
no.
it even worse.
he
Then
said no. Like, yeah, you've ruined his dreams.
Yeah, that makes it even worse. It's like looking up to someone and they try to do something like that to you. Like, it's like, gosh, it's like, oh, that would destroy me, dude.
I mean, we're gonna talk about brand new, but
Oh,
is this the segment right now?
Like, hey, do you want to segue that way? Let's go.
No, I do. I want to go back to you said talking about he had some good emo high school pictures. Do you have one you can share that we can
Gosh,
post
I
for
don't
this?
want to.
Yeah, I want to see
Oh
them.
my gosh.
So, I mean,
I'll show you my yearbook picture.
high school. Were you emo? Were you a skater?
You know what? I really wasn't much of anything. Like, honestly, like if you ask me, I would say I was a loser. Like, no one
Okay.
really cared, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that title.
Yeah.
Like, I was just, you know. But yeah, I was a freaking. Do you remember like Travis Barker's clothing line?
Famous Stars and Straps.
Yep.
Definitely.
I
remember
had every variation of that striped sweater.
that.
Purple and black,
Yeah.
all striped across this like the chest. The white and black one, the red and black one. I had every single one.
Is that the one that just had the star and strap?
No, it was
Logo?
it was all stripes.
Okay.
All across everywhere. It was
Uh-huh.
just a full print of just stripes. And I was just so obsessed with it. And they were like, it was just the coolest design. And it was like the most punk thing I could think of, you know? And where I grew up, everyone was like a prep.
Okay.
Everyone did sports. Everyone did something,
Yeah.
you know? So when you see like this kid, like, it just looked different. I wanted to be different, but you know, I liked it. I'll share one photo with
Okay,
you.
perfect. I'm glad you found one.
I mean, gosh, I'll just share my high school photo, like my graduation picture or whatever. But I do have a picture. Oh, this is funny. I took a picture with a trash can once, and it says on my shirt it says neck deep, generic pop punk, but on the caption it says, "Here's a picture of me and my ex," and it's me next to a trash can.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's not emo though, right there.
Oh, that's
That's
not.
pop punk pizza phase right there.
Yeah, we're still in pizza phase, dude. See, like Blink. I don't even know when that was. 2014. When did you last see them? Me with the Blink sweater.
I saw them this last year out in DC. So the show that you missed at the Delta Center.
Wait,
I saw in DC.
okay. So wait, so how many times have you seen them?
I'm at 6 times.
Okay.
And what's cool is each time I've seen him has been in a different state.
Okay.
I've never seen him twice in the same state.
Oh man.
So now I got to keep that tradition alive and go to a different state.
Really
next to it.
though?
Why not?
Well, yeah, I guess why not? But it's expensive, dude. Concert tickets are so freaking expensive right now, dude.
It's ridiculous.
What'd you pay for Warped Tour?
Why did you just directly ask that?
Because I know you're going.
It was like $170 for the 2-day ticket.
That's a lot.
So much money.
It used to be $40.
And
a can of food.
Yeah.
Dude, it used to be so freaking cheap, and now it's $170.
It's ridiculous. And I have to fly to DC for it.
Yeah, you do.
They're only doing 3
whatever.
cities.
You're probably talking to some girl out there, so who cares? Anyway, let's segue.
No, I want to go back. We're talking about emo.
Oh, here's my.
I'm not segueing. Oh,
here's my graduation.
that's not
photo.
emo. That's
yes,
like,
it is,
like
bro.
a 70s.
Dude, that's emo, boy.
Like O'Donna picture.
No,
because
like you don't wear the clothes. You know that? Like they give you a tuxedo and you throw it on.
Really?
Did they not do that at your high school?
No, man.
You wear whatever you want, and they throw a tuxedo, and they just like photograph you from the neck up.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about famous stars and straps. That's what I wore for my picture. That's what
Really?
it was. You can see it's like a neon green shirt.
I want to see it. Show me after this.
I'll find it. We'll get it. So, what's your definition of emo?
I don't know, man. Like, I want to make a joke and say it's not a phase or something like that, you know. But like, I don't know. I think it was just. But honestly, looking back, it probably was. It was a phase, you know. It's just something that you're not trying to do on purpose.
Yeah.
It just happens, you know. It's like when I was in school, I didn't like all the I grew up in a really preppy town, so everyone was wearing like Hollister and crap like that. I didn't care about any of that. It was like, as long as the clothes were black, we're good to go. Like, I really did not care about anything, you know? And so I don't think I have a definition of emo. Like,
well, you said black, dark.
Well, yeah, but like also remember, like I didn't just like punk music. I like hip hop music.
Yeah.
I like all kinds of music. So it wasn't like I'm gonna fit into this box or something. Because there was kids that I never really skated.
Okay.
Never knew how to use a skateboard or anything. Like all my friends did, but like for some reason I just couldn't do it. Same with snowboarding. Like so. You know, like all these guys would always hang out at the skate park, and I just wouldn't go because I didn't know how to do it. You know, so I didn't like fit into a box. But I wouldn't like I would say I was emo in high school, but I also didn't fit into a certain box because I didn't tack all the boxes. You know what I mean? Like so.
And then what you brought up punk? What's your definition of punk?
Dude, I think like I'll still say I'm punk, dude. Like I don't think that's something you like ever grow out of. It's just like you don't have to like make a crazy statement or something or be rebellious or something, but it's just like who you are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not an attitude, it's just something that sticks with you forever.
Yeah.
You know? Like honestly. Like you can define it any way you want. It doesn't matter what you listen to. You could be into like heavy metal or something. You're a punk, you know, like but like I'm not gonna get Liberty spikes or you know what I mean? Like
you should though.
It would be cool, but like you know, it's just like I don't need to show off or wear a Ramones t-shirt to show you that I'm punk, you know? So I don't know. It's just something that's that sticks with you. It's an attitude. It's like a like I just came back from Coachella and it was like one of the main headliners was Green Day.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I lost my voice screaming every single lyric.
Yeah.
And if you ever go to Coachella, a lot of people are there to see other people, but Green Day was like the highlight of everything. I was like, I couldn't even believe I was watching this again. And yeah, I don't know, man.
How long of a set did Green Day play?
Dude, they played like an hour and 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
And they have such a huge catalog.
Yeah, they do.
A huge catalog. And they like to bring people on stage to sing their songs or play the guitar.
Yeah.
And then they give them the guitar.
Yeah,
so and it was just like, oh my gosh, dude, like, I don't know. It was awesome. It was so freaking cool. But it's like at those music festivals, no one breaks out in a pit or anything like that because it's not that, you know what I mean? But man, if we were somewhere else, I'd circle pit 100%. You know what I mean? So
I saw Green Day last year for the first time when I went out for the Blink concert. So 2 days later, Green Day was playing at Nats Park.
Really?
And so we went to that, and that was my first time seeing them, and I was just blown away.
Dude, they're amazing.
They're so good.
They're like seriously amazing, like performers.
Yeah.
Billy Joe like knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And like they have just such a deep catalog too. It's like Blink. Like they have years and years of hits.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to be hits, but it's music that's gonna live forever, So.
And so who else did you see at Coachella? And tell me like the whole experience of it, 'cause that's something I've never done.
Oh man, you don't want to hear the experience of it, man. It's going into debt and swiping your credit card 50 times a day, eating $20 chicken tenders. But no, it's fun. I've been a lot. I think I've been like 10 times or something like that. But it's cool to pay $500 for a 3-day festival where you get to see 500 different artists.
Yeah.
Versus paying $200 and you get to see one person for 2 hours or something. It's expensive, it really is, but like when you have like I went with one of my best friends, Shay, when you're surrounded by good people and and you're just experiencing this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the best feeling ever, It's like I said, being in the crowd with Green Day, it's like people around you aren't having maybe they're waiting for the next act or trying to get a good seat or whatever. But when you're surrounded like with your friends and you're singing every lyric to every song and then you're just having the time of your life, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun.
People like talk crap about it or whatever every year. It's like, oh, it's like this influencer thing. Yeah, sure. But I was like, I'm not there for that.
Yeah.
I'm not a freaking influencer. Like I'm there to see the music, So, and Green Day was actually one of the main reasons I wanted to go.
Cool.
This year because it's freaking Green Day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you said you've been 10 times. Have you ever done the camping experience?
Heck no. I have not. And it's only because I don't like camping.
Yeah.
I'm not an outdoorsy person. And I just like, if I have the choice between camping and waking up at 8 a.m., it's 90 degrees, or in an air-conditioned hotel room, I think I'm gonna go with the hotel room, So.
Was your hotel nearby?
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes away.
That's not too bad.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So I regret nothing.
Good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been, but.
Well, we should go next year then.
Who's headlining next year?
I don't know. They don't.
That'd be perfect.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I did see. Who was it? 2 years ago. Someone dropped out and they replaced them with Blink-182.
And you were there for that.
Yep.
That's amazing.
But I had already seen them a million times.
Yeah.
So I was like, who cares? Let's go. Like it was like. They're going. Let's do it, So it was awesome.
And now we'll go back to our good segue of Brand New.
Oh,
how are you feeling about Brand New right now?
Dude, gutted. It's hard, man. It's like, it's kind of like looking up to someone or something and like their lyrics, everything means a lot to you. And then you find out that they do something so gross, and you don't really know what to do about it. They made like this apology or something. I was like, but does that really mean anything? You did what you did, and I feel like it's a common thing with bands, like because they're touring a lot and they flirt with young girls or something like that. But to that extent, like I won't go into the depths with them, but like. Man, he did something wrong, and I don't like it, man. Like, it's gutting. It really is. It's gutting. It's like, like, do you just give up and never listen? Because I honestly, when that came out, I stopped listening to them. But I also kind of have this theory of like separating the art from the artist. But at the same time, it's like that's never gonna go away.
No.
It's like you can't walk away from that.
Yeah.
And that's why they took like a 5-year hiatus or whatever it was. But it's like that's still there, and that's like such like a stain on your legacy as an artist. Imagine Blink-182 doing something like that.
That's something to think about. I'm like, man,
that's what I'm saying. It's like it would
heartbroken.
ruin it. Yeah, it'd break you.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap. It's like, because you don't know what to do. So, but I want to go see them. I really do. But I guess like it wouldn't kill me if I didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you sent me the tour. I mean, the second it was released, you were so excited. You're like,
I was really excited.
Let's go.
Because it's been like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then we kept talking about it. And then those new allegations came forward. And I think that's kind of when you were like, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's like I said, it's gutting, dude. It's, gosh, your favorite artist does something so nasty.
Yeah.
And because it's not cool, So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I still, like I said, I would love to go, but I don't think I would be heartbroken if I didn't.
Yeah. So let's put that not fun stuff to the side for a second and
Yeah.
talk about when you did see them. How many times have you seen them?
Oh my gosh, 3 times.
And there's the Vegas time we were just talking about.
So the Vegas time was the last time I saw them.
Okay.
Before that, I saw them at the Saltaire, and they were opening for Modest Mouse or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and they were. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I brought my little brother
Nice.
to that concert, and he didn't know Brand New, but he knew Modest Mouse. And then before that, oh gosh, I don't even remember. I want to say it was them, and like, gosh, I want to say it was like Jimmy Eat World or something. I can't even remember, but that was forever ago. I was like 21 when that happened. So the first time was all forever ago. The second time was at the Saltaire with Modest Mouse. I want to say that was like 2015 or something. I don't know. And then the third time was in Vegas in like 2018 or something like that.
And who opened? 'Cause I mean, that was a good lineup.
For Modest Mouse?
No, for Brand New in Vegas.
Oh yeah, it was the Front Bottoms of Modern Baseball.
Wait, how fun!
Dude,
how sick of a
those
show.
are my 2 like favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I was like, I had to go.
And
Couldn't miss it.
super fancy venue. Tell me about that.
Dude, it's like well, we were talking about this earlier. It's like seeing a punk band in the fanciest venue you've ever walked into, where there's a butler in the bathroom handing you paper towels.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the crap is going on in here? You know what I mean? Because I've been to some shows where the bathrooms are disgusting.
Dingy.
Like no, the bathrooms don't even lock.
Yeah.
And you have to have your friend hold the stall door for you.
That's what we're used to.
And that's what you're used to. You're used to graffiti on the walls, and you walk into this venue. It's I think it's called the Chelsea at the Cosmopolitan. I think that's what it's called. So it's at the Cosmopolitan for one, and there's like fancy chandeliers on the walls, and like it's a weird experience seeing a show there. But hey, it's Vegas, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like
Vegas
it's cool though.
baby.
It was cool though. But that show wasn't my favorite. I don't know if someone was fighting or something like that, but what's his bucket the lead singer ended up like yelling at someone in the crowd and just shut the show down for like 15 minutes.
Whoa.
It was weird. I was like, okay. Yeah.
Being a little prissy, huh?
Yeah, a little queen, I guess, but
Maybe somebody was wearing a Taking Back Sunday shirt. He couldn't stand it.
That's so funny.
You can't wear that here. Go
That's
get a new
wicked
shirt
funny.
on.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that show wasn't my favorite, but yeah.
So I only got to see them once.
Where at?
And it was in Denver.
Okay.
So back when, we used to listen to the radio, remember that?
Yeah.
So the local radio show, I was living in Colorado Springs, and they were handing out tickets for Brand New, right? And so I never called in at the right time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then one day I was sitting there, I was like waiting for a friend. We were about to hang out, and the radio were like, hey, 10th caller right now gets a free pizza. I was like, oh man, I'm hungry. Free pizza sounds great.
Yeah.
So I called in, and he's like, yeah, dude, you just want a free pizza. I was like, sick. He's like, is there anything else I can do for you? And I was like, you still got some brand new tickets?
Brand new tickets, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I got a couple. I'll put some to the side for you right now. I was like, for real?
No way.
And he's like, yeah, dude, like I got him. I was like, I'll be there. Like I'm coming right now. Right?
I'm going right now.
So I called my best friend. I was like, dude, we're going to Brand New. And he's like, sick. How many tickets did you get? And I was like, I only assumed 2, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, let me call back and ask. He's like, yeah, because like, what friends are we going with? And so I called the guy back and I was like, hey, like, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. Like, we just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's 2 tickets, right? And he's like, yeah, I put 2 to the side for you, but he's like, I have 4 if you'll use them. And I was like, yeah,
Done.
I'll use them. Like,
Done.
my friends were ready to go, right? So this is, I think, 06, 07, 08. Social media wasn't a thing.
Oh, not at all.
Internet wasn't that big, right? So picked up the tickets, got that pizza, dude. We got in the car. We drove, we drove up like an hour and a half to downtown Denver. Guess what?
It was an hour and a half?
Yeah. Well, to Denver's like an
Oh,
hour.
because Colorado Springs. Okay,
Yep,
okay.
So we get there. Jesse Lacey's sick.
What do you mean sick?
No show, dude.
No.
Yeah. So we all went up there, had to turn back around.
They just got a pizza out of it.
I got a pizza, dude.
What? So he canceled?
Canceled, yeah.
Oh, it sucks so bad, dude.
It got rescheduled for, I think, like the end of the tour, right? They came back. So, I mean, I still got to go. Got to see him. It was so much fun. But
oh, my God. That sucks.
The funny part is just that we went and wasn't there, wasn't ready.
Well, that sucks, dude.
But the night that we did go, so in Denver on Colfax, you and I were talking about that the other night.
That street is disgusting, but yeah.
So one of the venues that you were trying to remember, so there's 2 venues like within a block of each other, the Fillmore,
Okay.
I think the Ogden.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so where we parked, we had to walk by the one venue to get to where Brand New was. And Snoop Dogg was playing that night.
Oh, really?
So I was like,
smells like a skunk around there.
I was like, anybody want to trade tickets? Like,
Wait, so you went and saw Snoop Dogg?
I wish.
That's so freaking funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's my experience with Brand New.
That doesn't sound like a good one, I guess.
mean, I got to see him, and it was a good show.
They do put on a killer show.
But the original friends, the friends that went the first time, I forget, they were out of town or something.
Mhm.
So the ones that were really excited didn't go. I feel so bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
So
Well, still driving an hour and a half and then finding out. Yeah, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess I've done worse. Used to go to Vegas to see shows.
From here,
drive-
from Utah,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Drive straight to Vegas and drive straight back.
same night.
Yeah.
How long of a drive is that?
I mean, well, from where I grew up, it was like 2 hours or whatever. But it was at I want to say it was called like the Hard Rock Cafe or something like that. And so we'd go to the show. We were under 18, so they'd kick you up by midnight. There was a Denny's downstairs on the strip, so
Nice.
we'd go eat and then we'd go home.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah, and my mom would be calling, "Where the freak are you?" You know what I mean? But it'd be like 3 in the morning by the time I get home or
At
whatever.
Denny,
but
I'm
we're at
doing a
Denny's.
Grand
We're
Slam right
going
now.
back to the show. We would do the same thing for freaking Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And Vegas, I don't know if you've ever been to Warped Tour in Las Vegas when it first started. It's 110 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. And I mean, it's still fun, but man, you get into one pit, you're out.
Yeah.
It's a wrap, you know. So it wasn't that fun, but yeah.
What's funny is I did go once, several times in in Colorado,
Mhm.
in Denver, and we did go to a Denny's right afterwards. So it's funny
Dude, that's the best thing you have to do, man.
I don't even like Denny's, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. One of my best experiences was we actually went to an Olive Garden after the Warped Tour once.
Oh, fancy.
And we were just sweaty and disgusting, dude. Like you know how it is when you get out of that thing. That thing starts at 10 in the morning. You get out like at 10 at night.
Yeah.
And all you've had to eat is a slice of pizza, you know? And then so we hit an Olive Garden and then like we're just sweaty and gross sitting in the Olive Garden, you know? But still one of the best memories ever, you know?
Stinking up the place.
Yeah, probably.
Talking about being sweaty, I left a 4 Year Strong concert once, and it was
A what concert?
4 Year Strong. It was,
Oh, okay.
It was Denver, and so it was like probably below freezing, right? So I mean, probably in the teens. But I came out and I was all sweaty, and the car that I was driving
Instantly freeze or
had
what?
leather, and so I sat in the car and I got stuck to the seat.
Oh my gosh, dude. That is so freaking funny, dude. Like, well, that's funny too, because like when you go to the Warped Tour, well, when it existed, or I guess it still exists, kind of.
Kind of, yeah, not the same.
Yeah, so like you'd like try to talk to girls or something or guys, and you're like, smell like crap. You know what I mean? Like you just think,
out of breath. Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
because you know what it is, dude. You're just like buying $7 slices of pizza, like you just smell like food and nastiness, you know.
One of my favorite Warped Tour experiences is water's not cheap there.
No, it is not.
But when they used to have the Monster tent, Monster was free. So I'd go slam Monsters all day and just get so sick because I wasn't drinking any water.
Dude, that's terrible though.
But they were free, man. I wasn't
Yeah, I
paying
mean they were free,
$5,
but
$10
dang.
for water.
That's awful. No, the best part about Warped Tour was still, and I hope that I don't know. I'm assuming they will still do this, but like when you first get there, you go to the inflatable lineup.
Yeah,
because you don't know where they're gonna put them, and you like run to this big giant hand drawn
Every
labels
day,
of the bands, and it's like the coolest thing ever. It's like the most exciting thing you've ever done.
So from an insider source, I talked with a guy before a concert, and he's playing Warped Tour, and I was like, "So what's the deal, man? Like, tell me, what day are you guys playing? What's going on?" He's like, "We still don't know."
They probably let them know that day.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I sure hope you don't have 10 o'clock, because how miserable would that be?
Oh, dude, yeah, of course. But honestly, like, isn't that kind of cool though? Like, you just get there at 9 in the morning, and you start a mosh pit at 10. It's the weirdest thing ever. But
on a Wednesday in a park.
Some of the best memories ever in my life.
So much fun.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So the dogs are feeling left out. They want to be part of this right now. So
That's
tell
fun.
me, you got 3 puppies.
Yeah.
What kind are they? What's their names? And what instrument would they play if they played an instrument?
Well, the oldest one is Ollie. I don't know. He's kind of a softie. So, well, he's a schnoodle. He's 6. But he's kind of like...
Maybe piano?
He's a very lovey-dovey. So he'd probably be
harp.
like... No, he'd probably be like the tambourine or something. Dude. Like, he's too lovey-dovey. Luna's the next one. She's 5. She's a schnoodle too. She's probably the most well-behaved, so she'd probably be like the bassist, just chilling in the background,
I like that.
doing her thing.
I like that.
The little shithead. Her name is Lady, and I believe she's a Maltipoo.
She ran over instantly.
Dude, she's the lyricist.
Yeah.
She's got a lot to say. She's got a lot to say.
As we've all heard so far.
She's the attention queen, so that's probably what they would be.
I like that. Good answers.
Yeah.
So one of our more recent conversations was a fun one for me, because you discovered some old new music.
Okay.
The story so far. You didn't know pre-Soil and Dirt. No. And then you just like dove into it, like all of it that night.
You threw me through a loop that day because actually I think I messaged you.
You sent me one of their songs. You're like, did you know about this?
I was like, what is this?
I think it was 680 South.
Yeah,
right?
because on Spotify, I think it said the year was like 2010 or something like that, and I had never heard this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh yeah, this is their EP before blah blah. And I was like, what? And you're like, yeah, like listen to it. So I was like, I'll text you back in 25 minutes.
And you did
something like that.
Right on.
And I was like, the last 2 songs hit me in the heartstrings, and I was like, I hate this. I was like, but this is like the greatest thing ever. And I was like, the only reason I even found out about it was because it was just like on a shuffle on Spotify, and I was like, I had no idea that this existed, because they sound like, so they sound younger, but they sound stronger.
Yeah.
Like that was their kind of, because the lead, what's his name? Parker?
Parker, yeah.
Yeah, Parker, like his voice sounds so like strong. Like you can feel something. And I was like, this is so sick.
Yeah.
It's like the early Neck Deep records, because they don't make music like that anymore. And so I was like, holy crap, like Parker's like, his vocals are freaking amazing. Like, like you can feel it, I don't know how to explain it, but you can feel it.
So is that what tugged on your heart, was the emotion of it?
Yeah, because you can feel like, well, the lyrics too, but like the last 2 songs killed me. But I was like, you can feel it in their voice, like, because it's hard to scream your whole career,
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that's why Parker's kind of on a chill mode now or something. But in those early records, you're like, holy crap,
So good.
Yeah, it's so freaking good. And I was like, I couldn't stop listening to it. I was like, it felt like it was new, but it was old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to imagine they were probably like 21.
Yeah.
They're probably 20 years old. I remember seeing like YouTube videos of them performing in some empty church when they were like 18.
Yeah. And
they were like these little stick figures kids, And I was like, it was so cool, But it just brought me back to like, it's so raw, That's what I liked about it.
So I'm curious to know your opinion of is, when you listen to a song for the first time, what is it that you hear first? What sticks out to you?
In particular, that record, or
anything, like any type of music? Is it the lyrics? Is it an instrument?
That's
is it the emotion?
That's a good question, because there's you know how like people would advertise like a headphone, like, oh, you can hear different stuff and blah
Yeah.
blah. So what's weird about it is like I've listened to different records on my expensive $300 headphones, blah blah. But then sometimes when I'm in the gym, I put on these crappy iPod, iPhone headphones,
Mhm.
and I hear something different, and it's like, whoa, I never heard that with
Yeah.
my expensive headphones. But it's like I don't know if I can pinpoint what I listen to first, because pop punk in particular has, I, I almost want to say it like has the same riff. It has like this
Yeah.
power chord, like like this strong power chord riff or whatever. But I like when I like when it's kind of different, and like when pop punk bands do like slower songs, like let's see, like Story So Far, Placeholder.
Mhm.
It's different. Like I don't think they ever perform that, but it's cool to hear a band do something like that,
Yeah.
or like Navy Blue.
Yep. That's a
Navy
good
Blue,
one.
it's like it's acoustic, but with like violins or something in the background.
Yeah.
So I like when bands do that, but like I don't think there's ever something that, like, it's good to hear like the vocalist, like hearing their emotion, because I know they wrote it for a reason.
Yeah.
So if they're talking about like a past fling or a breakup or whatever, you can hear it in their voice. So I guess if I had to answer the question, it'd probably be like the emotion in the voice. I guess I
Okay.
would say something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It seems like, especially that night, we're talking about the story so far. It seems like the lyrics really hit you that night. So it seems like you hear the lyrics.
Well, that night,
Early on.
yes, because I had never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before, so I was like, it was so weird listening to someone familiar, but knowing that those records are old,
Yeah.
But it still had like the power of the first record, So because it was before that record, so it was new and it was exciting, to hear that something like that. So yeah.
And then so years later, now they put out their last album, which was I Want to Disappear. Have you listened to that one?
Gosh, let me look it up. I don't think I. Let me see.
And then also I was trying to push No Pressure on you that night, which you're like, I have to go to sleep. So did you go listen to his
Oh,
other?
dude, I was like, you put me through a loop. Oh no, I have not heard that one, because the
Okay.
last one I heard was Proper Dose.
Okay.
And
So you got some homework, dude.
yeah, probably.
We're going to have some more conversations
I didn't know
later
that
on.
came out though, because I know they released a single.
Yeah.
So, but it looks like it's only it's only 30 minutes long.
It's good, though.
Dang.
Get ready to cry. It's
I
good.
don't want to cry. I'm still crying over Proper Dose. Keep this up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that one pulls on my heartstrings for sure. But yeah, I guess I do have some homework to do tonight.
No Pressure. I Want to Disappear. And if you're feeling angry, then Snarl. Parker Cannon's like hardcore.
Do
EP
I want
that
to
he
cry
did.
tonight, Blair? Or,
I always want to cry.
Yeah, join the club. Emo kids for life.
So I'm glad you brought up emo again, because I wanted to ask earlier when we were talking about Famous Stars and Straps, what we wore to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to Hot Topic?
I lived in
Yeah.
Hot Topic. But, dude,
Tell me all about it. What did you buy?
Oh my gosh. The thing with Hot Topic in the early days, everything was so freaking expensive, man. And so I begged my mom to buy me these shorts that had like a million chains on them, and like all these metal hoops on them, dude.
Yeah.
They were black, and like I wore them all the freaking time. But they were like $60, but it was like trendy.
Yeah.
Right? It was like trendy gothic wear. And then you kind of grow up and you're like, the real punk thing is to not even care. It's just these old clothes. Go thrifting, you get the same thing. But yeah, Hot Topic was a vibe. I like Hot Topic still for the band T-shirts, but I haven't been inside one in a really long time. So
Did you have a studded belt?
of course I
Yeah,
did,
cool.
dude. Studded belts, and I also had the chain wallet going on, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. And I used to have such an emo. I used to have like this blonde streak of, when I had really long hair. I dyed like a portion of my head like blonde, so I had like this swoop, like Justin Bieber thing, and it was blonde when I swooped it over, dude. I was such an idiot.
We need all the pictures for all these things.
I don't want to show
those,
you.
those pants, the swoop, all of it.
Oh, it was so bad, dude. So bad.
I bought before they like started actually making color to the studded belts. I bought like one of the checkered ones, and
Okay.
I wanted a green one, dude. So I got some lime green spray paint, and I painted it.
Mm.
And then, like, like it gets rubbed off on everything, so the green
Of
didn't
course.
did not last long.
Well, the thing is, like, it looks even more punk then
Yeah.
when it's all like
Hell
faded
yeah.
and stuff
Hell
like
yeah.
that. So, yeah, I mean, dude, those were like the best times ever.
What about Gencos? Did you ever have those?
I did not.
Okay.
I think that honestly, I want to say I don't think those existed where I was at. Honestly, I know what they are.
They didn't have enough denim down there to make those.
I don't know, man. You need like a whole. You need 5 pairs of jeans to make one of those, dude.
It's
like,
so funny.
I don't. No, I never did that. But it's weird because what's kind of like trendy. Well, back in the day, it was like skinny jeans, right?
Yeah.
So I used to go to Rue 21 and buy girl jeans.
Yep.
Yeah. And in all different colors, which is really funny. But now it's like the punk thing is like baggy jeans.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like it went from because baggy jeans were like stupid, and then so you wore tight jeans, and now it's back to baggy jeans.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, I remember, like, at least for me, the first time the girl jeans came around, it was the skaters being like, dude, they're just so much more comfortable to skate in. Like, you can just move easier, you can get higher. That's how they always
I
justified
just
it.
thought, honestly, like I have no shame. I was buying girl jeans.
Yep.
I don't care. Like they were comfy.
Did you have the pink shirt too that said "Keep Laughing"? I got this shirt from your girlfriend.
No.
just rock that with the skinny jeans, dude.
No, I did have something stupid that said like I'm kind of like a big deal, and it was like a picture of a pickle or something like that. So stupid.
That would go perfect with the pickle ranch that you bought tonight from the store for the
oh
pizza.
Gosh, let's not get going about ranch.
The pickle ranch.
I just didn't know there were so many variations of ranch.
Garlic ranch, buffalo ranch.
Yeah, dude, it's weird.
We spent 15 minutes in the ranch aisle at the store tonight.
Hey, pizza is a punk kid's dream, so we're still here. We're still moving.
The pizza was good.
It was
The
really
ranch
good.
was good. How are you feeling? You gonna throw up right now?
Actually, no.
So it's not gluten. We're good.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's ranch, dude. How heartbreaking would that be?
I don't know, man. Like, I feel great though. So hey, we're here. So
All right, let's go back to some more music stuff. I mean, Hot
Okay.
Topic is punk rock, so it's music. But do you have a favorite music video? I mean, you talked about when MTV played music back in the day. Which, have you seen the movie Kicking It Old School with Jamie Kennedy?
Oh man,
where he
it's
goes
been
into
a
a coma.
long time since I've seen that though.
He-
a long time.
He goes into a coma in the 80s, and he wakes up like early 2000s, and he goes home for the first day after being in a coma, and he's like, "Mom, the TV's broken. They're not playing music on MTV. It's just girls whining."
Oh my god,
So one of
dude,
the
you know I
best
have
things.
seen it, but it's been so
Yeah.
long. But you know what? One of my favorite ones was, I think it's What's My Age Again, where they're
Oh,
running down the street naked.
Classic
Yeah,
answer, classic
that's
answer.
a really good one. That is probably one of my favorite ones. Yeah, probably because Travis Barker was really hot in that. But
Hell
but
yeah.
I think that one was really funny. But gosh, I don't know. I haven't seen a music video in so freaking long. But I will say that one kind of stuck out because it was so freaking funny.
I'm glad when artists still take the time to make a music video, because
Yeah.
it's double art for me. You get the art of the music, and then, like, if they're trying to portray something else, they can. In the
I feel like,
music video
but I
too.
feel like there's like Blink always does a silly one, right? But like there's never been like, well, lately there's never been like really funny ones or something that sticks out. You know what I mean? Like I really can't tell you the last time I watched a music video where I thought about it again, or
Yeah.
where I said I have to watch this
Yeah.
again. You know, so they just don't make them like they used to.
No.
They don't. So, but maybe it's like a lost art form or something. I don't know.
And then maybe you answered this earlier, but what was the first album you ever purchased
Ooh.
on your own, not stole from your sister and burned?
Ooh, that's a toughie. I feel like I might have told you this, but I don't remember. That I actually bought on my own?
I mean, you had your lunch money, you kept it, you didn't eat
Yeah, but I bought
once.
so many records, though. Oh, gosh, I don't remember, dude.
So, I mean, did you go through the NSYNC, Backstreet Boys phase? Or
So
the,
I didn't buy any of those because I have an older sister,
Yeah,
so
she
she was
definitely had
obsessed with
those.
boy bands. So
Uh-huh.
I just took it from her, you know. But yeah, I like that stuff. Of course I did. But gosh, I honestly I don't think I can tell you which album I ever bought first. I
Okay.
really couldn't tell you.
you get back to me and we'll add it in.
Yeah, I really like. Do you
Eddie's
remember?
answer. So yeah, I mean, I didn't. Well, I have tons of older sisters, but they weren't around at the time. So I did buy Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, Savage
course.
Garden.
Dude, Savage Garden.
Which like
Okay, what was the first punk record you bought?
Enema of the State.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was all the small things was on that. Yeah.
See, all the small things came
Yeah,
out.
it's
like
with the nurse on it.
99.
Honestly, I might want to say I know I had it, but I don't remember if I bought it or my sister bought it. And I remember my dad would tease me like, "Oh, you think that girl's so hot or whatever?" I was like, "Yeah, Dad."
She's a porn star, Dad. Of course I do.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that.
Learning so many new things tonight. This has
Oh my
been
gosh,
such an
she's probably
educational.
Like 50 now.
I think she was 50 on that, dude. She
Oh, that's terrible.
She was not looking
Oh
good.
gosh, now I want to Google it.
Still?
Actually, I don't think I want to
Yeah,
Google it.
Be careful.
Wow, she was a porn star?
Is.
What? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't look that up.
We're going a different turn here. Let's go. So I mean, I kind of asked you about it, but guilty pleasures. Is there anything that you listen to that you don't want anybody to find out about?
No, because I'm not embarrassed to listen to anything. I mean, I love Britney Spears, all of her older stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think it's okay to listen to whatever you want. Like it's okay to like be a macho man and listen to punk music or rock and roll,
Yeah.
but you can still have a soft spot for like Savage Garden or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like it's music, man. It's
Don't
like
throw me under the bus like that.
hey, you said it.
So what about with work? So do you want to shout out where you're DJing right now? Do you want to talk about that or no?
I mean, I just work at a bar called Milk. It's pretty cool.
You're doing a lot on the weekends right now. So
Yeah, every weekend. Honestly, I'm really happy to be there. They treat me really good. They pay me really good. So, but yeah.
So with that, are you into like the new music right now? Do you incorporate what's hot and trendy?
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah. So I mean,
But it's also like pop music has also been kind of in a weird spot. So it's like all the older music
okay.
gets better reactions than
Good.
what comes out
That's
now.
really cool to hear. That's what I was kind of
it's like
curious about.
it's like like you're basically. I feel like I'm playing music that I was DJing at my prom.
That's funny.
You know, but people love it. So
That's really funny.
yeah.
What are some of the like the older ones that people are still into? Like that when you throw on
Dude,
people just go crazy?
Kesha,
Okay.
Britney Spears, like, I mean, Lady Gaga's still going, but like, you know, sometimes if it's the right moment, you can throw in like Good Charlotte or something like that.
Ooh.
Like, what is the song that always works? Lifestyles of the Rich and the
Knew
Famous.
that was coming. Yeah. good
Or
one.
the anthem always works,
Yeah.
but it depends. It has to be the right moment. Like you have to like build it up to the right thing. But I always get away with Mr. Brightside, The Killers.
Mm-hmm.
Always works. Just sing-alongs, I guess, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it just has to be the right moment. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm happy to hear people aren't just necessarily like let's go with what's new.
Oh yeah. Trust me, the older stuff always works better.
What's new and hot right now? What do people request and what do they want to hear?
I don't know, man. Like. I don't know. I want to say like Lady Gaga, I guess.
Okay.
But maybe Beyonce. Beyonce's
Okay.
huge right now.
Yeah.
But kind of gets old after a while, you know what I mean? But you have to kind of play for them, you know?
Yeah. You're making
So-
money, so
Mm-hmm.
keep doing it.
Yeah, hey, throw me $20, I'll play whatever you want. You know what I mean? Seriously.
$20 is $20.
Hey, $20 is $20, dude. So yeah.
And so, I mean, like guilty pleasures doesn't seem like that phases you at all.
No, not at all.
Have you been to a concert where you've been like, oh man, this is kind of embarrassing that I'm here?
Heck no, dude.
No?
Are you kidding me? Like, oh my gosh, who was that? You know Aqua?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Barbie girl or whatever.
Yep.
I did not get to see them, but they just came back on tour or whatever. And they played at the Depot in Salt Lake, and they were just so. I saw videos of it, and it was like so fruity, but it was like silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were just so bubblegummy, like bubble poppy, like. And I think they're like Norwegian or something. I don't even know, but like I didn't go to that, but I would have gone to that. But no, like I'm not ashamed to listen to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's music. If you like it, you like it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, I'm not ashamed, but I did see Aaron Carter once as an adult.
Dude. He passed away. Huh?
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah.
We'll pour some out for him right
Yeah,
now.
poor guy. But hey, dude, what was his big song?
Aaron's Party.
Aaron's Block Party. Yeah, something like that, right? Dude, that was my jam.
I saw it live.
I remember really.
It's so funny.
I remember seeing. What was that show?
Grounded. What show?
Lizzie McGuire,
Okay.
and he came out like on a special or something, and then they kissed. But at me as 12 years old, I was like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Oh, that's so cool that you saw that though.
They did like I Want Candy or something,
Yep.
right? Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Yep, he
Man,
did that too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like a teenage heartthrob.
That's my homework. I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Oh man, you're gonna send me down the road with that one, dude. I might have to deep dig into YouTube right now.
All right, dude. Is there anything else you want to add before?
No, man. I'm happy we got together and we got to chat about music and
This
stuff.
was a lot of fun. I'm
yeah.
happy too.
How long have we been going? 2 hours?
We're at an hour 15 right now.
Nice. Well, no, I think we'll do a round 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
More pizza.
more pizza.
More ranch. We'll get the pickle ranch next time.
Let's not. But yeah, let's come back around on season 2.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.